helper. Anyway, and then once we have the meeting and we open it up to questions, and then we'll have the raffle, I'll give you a little brief history on Bella Vista, and then we'll turn you loose after the meeting to talk with all the nonprofits that are here. I'm going to turn this over to Tom Judson, who is the COO of the POA.
Good morning. All right, so they're going to come around, so we'll, do you want to do it right now? Okay, let's, we'll keep your hands up, just, they're coming out right now. We'll take care of that and we'll get going. All right, so how's everybody doing on this bright summer day? Nice and warm, everybody wearing shorts today? One of our employees that works in rec walked in shorts. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But my name is Tom Judson, so I'm in charge of the POA, and I'm going to ask you, in your folder is this sheet right here. So it has the POA on it, it has the City of Bella Vista, and the ACC. So I'm going to cover this just really briefly. So in most communities, you have one entity, you have the city, and the city does a lot of just about everything. But here in Bella Vista, we're a little unique, and so that's why we have this form. And this form is actually on our POA website, it's on the ACC website, and I'm pretty certain it's on the city's website also, or at least it was at one point. So let's talk about, we call it the three-legged stool, okay? So the first leg is the City of Bella Vista, okay? Acts as a normal city. The city is in charge of police, fire, the roads, building permits, their elected officials, and so forth. Normally we have the mayor here. He had a family emergency. We have Craig Hansel, who is the mayor pro tem. And so he's going to speak in just a little bit on behalf of the city. And we have a number of city employees here. Raise your hands. So if you have city-oriented questions, you can ask them after the meeting. Okay? Then we have the ACC. And we have Selena here from the ACC, and Selena always explains what the ACC does a lot better than I do, but just wants to make sure that your home is the right color, it flows with the neighborhood, and so forth, and I always mess it up for her, but she explains it. So she'll be here afterwards also if you have any ACC questions and so forth. And then I'm in charge of the POA. I call it, we're the fun department. So we're in charge of the lakes, the golf courses, the fitness centers, several restaurants and so forth. So we're the fun department. And we're also the water department. So it's kind of an oddball fit, but that's what we do. So that's the three-legged stool, and all three of us are going to speak today. And then we'll be here during the meeting. We'll answer any questions, and then we all hang out afterwards if you have any specific questions. All right? So, the next thing I want you to do is you have this nice thing that came in your packet, and if you open it up, it has a really nice map in the middle. So we started these meetings, Deb, how long ago? 2017. In 2017. And what was really interesting is I remember talking all the way back when I started here, and I talked to property owners and I go, hey, we just finished this renovation at Metfield. Have you been over to see it and so forth? And they go, well, I've never actually been over to Metfield. Oh, okay, so you're pretty new. And they said, no, I've lived here for 15 years. Okay, so you don't know what's going on. You live on the west side, you have no idea what's going on the east side. So that was kind of the impetus for this meeting, is to try and welcome people in, but also educate them, because Bella Vista has so much to offer. So here's your crash course on everything we have to offer. There will be a written exam afterwards, so just make sure you're paying attention. All right, so we're going to start on the left-hand side, or the west side, okay? All the way where you see that little target, okay? Where that target is our gun range. So we have skeet, we have trap, and we have pistol and rifle. And the pistol and rifle, we recently renovated that and reopened it in April. So it's a really state-of-the-art center. If you haven't been out there, I've been told it's one of the best gun ranges in the state. So that's something to be really proud of. So if you're into that, make sure you get on out there and give it a whirl. We have outstanding employees out there that really help make sure that everybody conducts themselves in a safe and reasonable manner. All right, from there, we're going to go up to Highlands. So Highlands is on the far west side. We have a beautiful golf course. This last summer, we replanted the fairways. We went from common Bermuda, otherwise known as a weed, and it's now zoysia. And this coming year, we're really proud of the work that we did over there. So it's going to be just outstanding. At that same location, we have a nice pub and patio. So you get pizza out there, you can get a pint of beer, the whole thing. So it's a real nice place out there, and there's there's 2 pool tables, and it's a great place to watch games. We hold a lot of trivia nights out there, a lot of music bingo and so forth. So it's a fun place on the far west side. Then we're going to move over to Branchwood. Branchwood is our second largest fitness center. It's our only indoor pool. And at that location, we have 6 pickleball courts. And we have a nice trail, a 1.5-mile trail that goes around. And that trail also has a disc golf course. And that disc golf course was rated in the top 10 in the state. So if you're into disc golf, get on out there. It's a heck of a hill going all the way down and all the way back up. So there's benches along the way. Make sure you stop along the way. But it's a really nice area and a lot of stuff going on at the same place. Really nice playground equipment out there for the kids. All right, we're going to go to the marina. Okay, the marina is closed at this time of year, but we have a marina. We rent boats, we rent kayaks, we rent sup boards, stand-up paddle boards. Loch Lomond is our largest lake in the community, and it's a great place. And with your activity card, you actually can rent those boats at a really reasonable rate compared to like if you go to other lakes and so forth. Every once in a while, I'll have family in town. I'll rent a boat for a couple hours. It's very reasonable and very affordable, and it's a lot of fun. I personally don't want to own a boat, but it's a heck of a way to get out on the lake every once in a while. At the marina, we sell some of your fishing needs. If you really need some in-depth stuff, well, then you're going to go to Bass Pro. But if you need some quick, easy stuff, that's where you can go for your fishing needs. Okay. Also at that same location is Lake Point. It's our nicest restaurant. It overlooks the lake. It's a beautiful setting. Actually, I had dinner there last night. Great setup. When the weather's nice, it's a beautiful place to sit out on the patio and have a nice beer and overlook the water. That's also Loch Lomond, which is right next, Lake Point's right on it. That's where the fireworks go off. Okay, so it's just a great place. Now, here in Bella Vista, we celebrate the 4th of July on the 3rd. We do it one day beforehand because Bentonville shoots their fireworks off on the 4th. So if you're really into fireworks, you can see them on the 3rd and the 4th. Okay, a lot of activities. All right, Scottsdale. Scottsdale is another 18-hole golf course. Has a really small pro shop, but it has an outstanding deck high up on the hill, looks down on the green and the lake right next to the green. My wife doesn't play golf, but every once in a while we'll go out there, we'll grab a beer on the deck overlooking. It's just a beautiful setting. So you don't have to be a golfer to go out there. You can go out there and have a nice drink and so forth. All right, the beach. Anybody going to the beach today? Probably not. All right, so the beach is seasonally opened. It's a great setting. There's a nice playground equipment over there, like this zip line. There is a beach volleyball court there, and then we have the beach. Okay, so the beach is We bring in sand. It's actually golf course sand. And we have a nice beach area for the kids. They have a little lily pad that they can swim out to and jump on and so forth. We have a swim line, so we have it blocked off so no boats can get in there. And then we have a little hut there where we sell every form of sugar to wind up the kids. We just want to take them and just wind them up. But, you know, we sell ice cream and candy bars and drinks and so all that fun stuff that the kids want to have. At that same location, you can rent kayaks, you can rent supboards, so it's a great family place to go. There's a very nice picnic area, so you can grab a picnic, go hang out on the beach. You're inland and you're on the beach, so you can't say anything more than that. So it's a fun location. So if you have great kids or grandkids, that's the place to go during the summertime. All right, we're going to move over, and you're going to see Tanyard Creek. So Tanyard Creek, there's two things going on at Tanyard Creek. The first one is the trail. If you have a limited amount of time and you have family in town and you want to go on a hike, Tanyard Creek's where you want to go. Okay? The Tanyard Creek, it's got a great view of a waterfall there. And what's neat about the trail is you can make it as short or as long as you want it. Okay? So if you want a short trail and you just want a quick one, you can make it short. You can go across the swinging bridge, which is kind of cool, and my dogs love it. Oh my God. And it also connects to the trail system, so if you want to make your hike 100 miles, go for it. So you can make it as short and as long, so it's a great place to go. We also have Vagabond Coffee is always at the parking lot there on the weekends and during the week and so forth, so you can grab a coffee and you can go on a beautiful hike. It's a great place to go. Also at Tanyard Creek, we have our state-of-the-art golf practice center. So we remodeled that one, or actually rebuilt it, the whole thing, and we reopened that in April. Great place if you're into golf. Great place to practice. 10,000 square foot putting green, practice putting green. We have 2 indoor all-weather teaching bays. So that's a great place if you want to learn the game of golf. During the summertime, we have a lot of different classes that you can get involved in golf. Very easy way to learn. Operation 36 is a whole new way of learning the game of golf where you start from the green and then go backwards. As opposed to when I learned how to play golf, you had to start on the tee and, you know, Dad said, hit it again, hit it again. This is the exact opposite. You hit and start at the green and you start chipping and putting and so forth and you get further out. So if golf is your interest, that's the place to go. We also have an indoor simulator. Which is book solid because our golfers can't play outside, so they're playing inside. So it's a fun simulator. And what's neat about that is it's the same price. It's $40, and whether it's 1, 2, 6 people, doesn't matter. It's just $40. We just charge a flat rate. And they have a neat thing that you can set up. You can actually adjust it, and you can play soccer on the simulator. And my favorite is zombie dodgeball. So when you go out there, give it a try. It's a lot of fun. And we have a beautiful bar. You can sit out and you can look out onto, well, today all you see is white, but you can look out on the golf course, onto the driving range. All right, go straight south, and you'll see BVRC. So this is our largest community center, our largest fitness center. The fitness center is right over there. One of the neat things about our fitness center is you can get a key fob and you can go at any time you want. So we have limited hours on Sunday. Well, maybe you want to work out. So you can fob your way in. If you want to work out at 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't know why you'd want to, you can do it, okay? And the other benefit is when we do have snow days, it always happens. On a snow day, there's a foot of snow on the ground, and people are knocking on the door going, why aren't you open? I'm like, how did you get here? Well, on Saturday, when it was we had 26 people. Now, we're going to put out some salt, ice melt and so forth if we haven't been able to get to the parking lot. But if you can get here and you want to fob in, you can do that. And so we had 26 people on Saturday, about 30 people on Sunday, and then once things got a little bit normal, we had 120 on Monday. So if you're really into that, get the key fob. We have a lot of group fitness classes in this facility, and we do a lot of events. We do dances and so forth. So you can find out all that information. Also, in this same area, right across the street, we have the tennis facility. We have 8 tennis courts. We have a tennis pro. We have tennis leagues and so forth. And then when you go further down, how am I doing? Further down that way, we have a 27-hole golf course. It's actually 18 and 9. We have Little Sugar Bistro, nice restaurant. You can go down there. If you want brunch on Saturday or Sunday, that's where you want to go. And if you want to play golf, we have the beautiful golf courses that you can enjoy. And we have our largest kids playground in this area. And I forgot about the swimming pools. She does this to me all the time. I thought when I left home, I was, no. Okay, just making fun of you, Deb. Love you. Okay, we're going to go to the far east side, on the right side. Okay, that is Metfield. We have an 18-hole, 9-hole golf course over there, small little pub over there. It's our smallest fitness facility, so we have that. Also, we have a bike skills park in that area. So if you have young children or grandchildren, they want to learn how to ride bikes, mountain bike and so forth, that's where you want to go. It's a bike skills park. Also, at that Medfield location is the start of the Greenway. So the Razorback Greenway is a 10-foot wide concrete path that starts at Medfield in our neighborhood and goes all the way south 40 miles to Fayetteville. Pretty amazing. And so it's a good, safe place to bike. So my wife and I, we like to bike. We don't mountain bike, but we do love going on the concrete, the Razorback Greenway, and you can go the whole way. My favorite thing to do, we haven't talked about the Gear Garden yet, but we park at the Gear Garden, we go on a bike ride, and we come back and then we grab a beer afterwards. So that's our way of fun. But so that all starts at Metfield. So pretty cool place. We also have, that's our second outdoor pool facility, okay, and that's open seasonally. All right, then we're gonna go to the Gear Garden. So we have Blowing Springs is our campground. It's about 50 or 60 RV slots. We also have primitive camping. That's when you sleep on the ground. I don't know why you want to do it, but if you're into that, we got it. Also, we have the tiny cabins, which is a neat kind of and fun environment where you can rent a cabin, and it's right in the park. It's a great setup. Now, Blowing Springs, we call that the gateway to our trails. So we have about 120 miles worth of trails in Bella Vista, and we call that the gateway. So it's just, you can get to just about every trail from that one location, depending upon how much you want to ride. And it's on the Greenway, and that's where the Gear Garden is. Gear Garden will open up in March, April. Starting the beginning of March, we'll start looking at the weather, and if the weather gets favorable, we'll start opening up on the weekends, and then we'll have a grand opening in April. And we'll close it in November, just depending upon when the weather is. Okay, also, when you signed up, I don't know if you got an activity card, but it's the best deal in town. So the activity card is, well, it was $30, now it's $40, and that's a year. And the activity card is going to get you unlimited use of the gym facilities. So if you're into working out, all 3 locations, free entrance, unlimited access to the pools, the beach, at Brittany Golf Course, which is our 9-hole golf course on the east side, free golf. At Tanyard Creek and all the other driving ranges, unlimited range balls, well, 2 buckets at a time, but free range balls. Also at our gun range, free admittance to the gun range. Now, at Skeet and Trap, you still have to pay for the clay targets, so forth, but the admission is for free. So if you go to the pistol and rifle, it's not going to cost you anything. All that is with your activity card. Also at our POA restaurants, which is going to be Lake Point, Highlands, where you can get pizza, Little Sugar, where you can get lunch and brunch, and the Country Club, you can get 10% off your food purchases with your activity card. Okay. If you have a family, if 2 people, usually mom and dad, buy an activity card, kids 18 and under, up to 5 of them get their activity card for free. Okay? So we try and make it affordable. So if you want to take the kids to the pool on a regular basis, make sure you get you pay for 2 activity cards, and then all the other kids in the family can get in for free. They can get we call it dependent card. Also, I failed to mention, Shelley, please raise your hand. If you have any questions about member resources, which is POA related, Shelley's going to be here, and she's going to be here after the meeting if you have any questions. So hopefully, can you hold on to your question?
I'm confused right now.
Sure.
Between activity card and membership card.
Okay.
I have a membership card, but the other day when I went to Branchwood, they asked me for a card that has my picture.
Okay.
Now,
So let me explain. Okay, so we have 2 different types of cards. As a property owner, in January, you're going to get, what color is it? Is it red? What color is the member card? Green? Okay, so you're going to get the green card. Just every single person gets that. It gives you some discounts. Yeah, this is the one, green. It's going to give you some discounts, you know, for like if you play golf and so forth. If you want to use the gym facility and you want to get an activity card, you want to go to Member Resources. It's $40 a year, and that's how you get all those additional discounts. Okay? And now, if you have your member card and you go to the gym, you can get into the gym. Okay? So if you're not a property owner, we're not going to let you into the gym. Okay? Unless you have that member card. So go get an activity card. It's the best deal in town. Member Resources. See Shelley afterwards, right there. Okay? All right. All right, we're going to move on. I'm going to turn it over. Who wants to go? Selena's up next from the ACC.
Good morning, good morning. Glad to see a bunch of you here with the weather being so cold. I know I didn't want to get out, but so my name's Selena. I am the administrator for the Bella Vista ACC. And what we do is we're the ones who regulate and enforce the protective covenants out of the Declaration and Protective Covenants. So there's a lot of items in there. There's about almost 30 of them that we regulate. A lot of it has to do with easements and locations and setbacks, but then the other parts of it has to do with what the exterior of your property looks like, the materials you use, the colors, things like that. I know there's many, many rumors out there. I can't get to them all, but yes, one of the biggest rumors, not rumors, but we don't permit white, but you can see that there's a lot of very light colors out there. We do require permits for things that you do on the exterior of your property, including if you repaint, siding, shingles, and fences and sheds, that kind of thing. That gets kind of confusing because the city as well requires permits for things. But the difference between what we look at and what the city looks at is the city regulates the building codes and the ordinances that they have. And those do not include aesthetics, more or less. They're looking more at how it's built, making sure it's safe, stuff like that. Whereas we're looking at it at a standpoint of location for the setbacks and easements that are in the covenants, and then what it looks like. So So it's, a lot of people are like, well, you get 2 permits for the same thing. Well, not really. So one of the other things, or some of the other things that we do or have is we have a record of almost for every property that's under the POA. So we've got the correct record as to when your house was built. If your house is built before 1980, a lot of those, the county records don't have that information, or they have something incorrect. So if you have an older home, definitely come and see, get a copy of your plat that shows your boundaries and where your house is. And we still require that today when a new home is built, just so we can keep that information going in our offices. But the city has that information as well. So if you're relatively new, haven't been to our office, don't know where your property lines are, or you know you're on septic, but you have no idea where that's supposed to be, come by our office. We would really, really like to help you out, answer any questions you might have. It usually ends up, you might come in for one question and then you end up with us answering about 20 questions. I have a wonderful staff. They're very informative. They are very helpful. They love helping everybody out. So any type of question, if you don't have a question today, do come by or call us. We'll be so glad to help. As far as other items, we do have a code enforcement, but we will, you're welcome to call and ask questions. Maybe your neighbor has a boat or something that's parked there for 2 or 3 weeks. You're welcome to call us and let us know about it, but we're not gonna say, oh, your neighbor called us. We're not even gonna take your information. So if you have questions about maybe something that doesn't look too good, well, we also do that as well. So otherwise, that's pretty much what we do. We try to make everything stay pretty. So maybe, Tom's the fun leg, we're the fashion leg. So I'm seeing a couple of hands over here. Do you want us to answer questions? Okay, so we'll save your questions, and then at the end, after Craig talks, we will answer those, and then I'll definitely stay after however long I needed. But thank you for coming out. We're glad to see everybody. And now we're gonna have Craig talk from the city.
Thank you. Hey, good morning. My name's Craig Honchel. I'm your Ward 3, Position 2 council member. Been in Bella Vista for a long time, so I'm very familiar with the area. Anybody that's new to the area, I think okay, better? Everybody hear me okay? I'm sorry. I was trying to keep it away from me. I just didn't want to blast everybody. As Tom was saying early on, it is kind of a weird structure, strange structure that we have here in Bella Vista. He's the fun side, she's the penalty side, and we're the no fun side. So what we do, or what we basically handle is, the city budget, all the permitting, the development side of everything related to the city. We have a great staff. Taylor Robertson and her planners are fantastic. The street department, led by Karen Hunt, and the police station, the new police station, public safety office are building, and the street department sits side by side over on the west side of town out by Lakeshire and Forest Hills, if that helps out. The other areas that we have, I'm trying to mimic Tom's approach. Let's see, and I got thrown into this at the last minute. The mayor, he had a death in the family, so I got a call yesterday to stand in for him as mayor pro tempore, so here I am. So please pardon my my ham-handedness here. But the new police and safety building and the street department are out on the west side, and then Fire Station 1 is housing the new city hall and fire department all in one. And our planning department is going to be anchored there also. They're there now, but all that stuff is still under construction. So we have a, let's see, the fire department, or let's see, the planning offices should be done 2026 at the summer of this summer, 2026. The expansion on Fire Station 1, the improved bay doors and all that stuff, that should be completed summer 2027. I do have,
Talk about the new fire station.
well, that's there. I do have some talking points that the mayor sent to me, and I just wanted to make sure that I hit them all, just to be sure. We recently had our bond issue was passed on November 18th, and what that's going to do, it's going to fund, it's going to close out the bond that we passed in 2020. So the 2020 bond, it funded our Fire Station 1, and all the remodeling that's still going on there. We built Fire Station 3 out on Glasgow towards Branchwood. That was completed, and I should know this stuff. Yeah, thank you. The fire training building out towards the state line. And all of these facilities are top of the line, top notch. I mean, they're beautiful buildings, and the staff throughout is fantastic. We're very blessed to have a great police chief in Chief Graves, a great fire chief in Chief Sims, and all the staff. But what we have, I apologize, November 18th, council passed our bond. We're gonna have a special session on the 3rd of February 3rd, so we can get the recently passed bond issue to closing. So we're gonna have a special session, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna allow us to have our closing date scheduled for March 17th to close on that bond. We're gonna be closing on $25 million at that time, and then we're gonna have another closing date in 2028 for the remaining $5 million. So, but what that bond money, let's see, I'm very sorry. I had all this stuff wrote down. I sat up until late last night trying to make sure I didn't miss anything, and I'm missing everything. But I do apologize. Oz Trail, you know, that's set to come online this summer. The mayor, I'm sure, is in constant contact, you know, with the appropriate people there, giving his input when necessary.
Can I ask you, is Bella Vista money going into the Oz Trail, or is that not
No.
funded by their?
No.
That's probably perfect.
Yeah, and that is one thing that Oz Trail, they are totally independent. There's no affiliation between the POA, between the city, between the ACE. There's no affiliation. That is not us at all. Let's see. I'm very, very sorry, folks. Okay, so I'm trying to, this is what I was struggling with last night, was getting through his notes. Anyway, the Planning and Development Department, led by Taylor, any kind of questions that you have for permitting, anything like that, that will flow through Taylor. You know, we recently passed the business license fees. We set the fees up last week. Any questions about any of that stuff, you know, I would encourage everybody to really kind of stay off the social media. Well, I'm just saying that if you have questions, and I've been doing this a long time, I mean, believe it or not, as terrible as I'm doing right now, I've been through planning and city council and all this other stuff. I've been involved with a lot of city personnel and stuff like that throughout. I've lived up here for over 40 years. But our planning staff, I cannot tell you enough, lean into these folks. They are very passionate about everything that they do. They're more than happy to help. Everybody from the POA, the ACC, all of us, we're here to help. We are not here to make everybody's life hard, miserable, or complicated, contrary to what you might read on the internet. You know, give all of these people a chance to help. If they don't immediately return your call, or if they can't immediately resolve an issue that you have, reach out to your council members. Let us be the conduit by which you get your information. If you need us to, that's fine. But please give the city employees and staff an opportunity to do their job before everybody just hops on and starts, you know, talking about how hard it is to get anything done. We all work together, and it's a friendship, you know, and it's a developing friendship type thing. It's a strange kind of friendship. So, but you do work through it, and that's the one thing that I want everybody to keep in mind is that, you know, when you're calling, there's no dumb question. I'm sure everybody's heard that growing up. And so you could pick up a phone and call ACC, the city, or the POA, and whether or not you're on the right track or with the right name, acronym, any of those people will get you on the right path. I guarantee you. So everybody here is very passionate about this city. I love it here. You know, and if you ever have any questions, or if you have any, you know, I know everything's complaint driven, but if you have an issue with anything going on in your neighborhood, please reach out to your council members. Let them step in, let them help. You know, every single person I've encountered, very passionate. Love it here. Love it, love it, love it here. I don't think there's anywhere else in the United States where you can get POA dues at these rates with these amenities. You know, so that's about all I have, sir.
And I want to clarify one thing. So the bike park is its own entity, okay? But the trails, the 120 miles of trails, those are jointly managed by the POA and the city. We're in partnership, we work together, okay? So I just wanted to make sure that there was a understand that. And what Craig was talking about is, so our member resources department, we field between 40 and 50,000 calls a year, and half of those calls don't have anything to do with the POA. They have to do with the city, they have to do with the ACC, or maybe the village wastewater, and we all work together. You know, the three-legged stool is different, but it absolutely works. And it works because we work together in cooperation. So let's, are you good? We'll go to questions? Let's, yeah, we can do questions. Yes, sir. I'm going to give you a mic.
Okay. There's a real concern of the intersection of Odom and 71 with the trying to turn on or off of 71 onto Odom with the bike trail park there. I don't see how that's going to get any better with the park in operation with the traffic flow. It's so dangerous. Is there a in the plans to put a stoplight there or a roundabout or something? Or have you been in communication with the state highway department? And
Even though it's RDOT.
Yeah, and that is one of the confusing things is that's state highway through there. So as far as the city, we really have limited control of how that gets developed. Whenever the Oz Trail proposal came through, I went to planning and stood before the planning commission. It's strange that we council members really didn't get to see the information from the zoning perspective. That's planning. That's not us. So a lot of development, once it gets through the planning phase, then it's good to go because it doesn't require a council type vote to get it moving. To answer your question, I'm not sure how that's going to shape up. Taylor could probably speak to that if she's comfortable with talking about that. That's always been a huge concern. And I have a lot of concerns with bike riders coming down Oldham into a 45-mile-an-hour zone, and I don't know how we're going to prevent problems down there. So it's a work in progress, and unfortunately, it's like a lot of communities, infrastructure is kind of the last consideration. So, and that's where we're at. And that's what my concern is as a council member, is just the public safety aspect. But Taylor, if you don't mind, would you mind kind of speaking to that a little bit?
I have a few points just to note. So during the planning phase or the planning commission phase, we typically, if it is a use that is expanding on or increasing the use, a traffic study will be required. However, the applicant did provide a study or an analysis of traffic, and based off the uses that were all within that area that were removed to provide the one use, the bike park, it actually ended up not increasing use or projecting an increase in trips. But there won't be any main access on Oldham. All of the access will be funneled through 71. And then on top of that, to answer your first question, the city of Bella Vista actually received 2 grants, one from the Walton Family Foundation and one from RDOT, or the State Highway Commission, to fund a 71 planning study. And so once we get that rolling and allocated correctly, we plan to hopefully start that late summer, early fall, if we can get the funding going from the state. But we will be studying all of 71, not just that area, but all the way from our south city limits to north city limits along 71. So.
Thank you. Does that kind of help you out? Sure. Yes, sir.
I live in a cul-de-sac, and so when the leaves came down, it's all filled up. When the water comes, it drains through the piping, but the pipe is so clogged, it goes into my garage. Who's in charge of taking care of that cul-de-sac?
Give the city a call, and they will typically,
They put me through Karen. I put messages, they don't answer me back.
okay.
But be sure to talk to me after this. I'll get you my information, and I'll personally get in touch with Karen Monday, Karen Hunt. I'll have that conversation with her, and we'll find out what's going on over there. That's not a problem.
Yes, sir.
As a dog owner and daily use of the dog park here, I can attest that it's overused. A lot of dog owners here. And we all were wondering the feasibility of a second dog park on the east side.
So we've looked at the feasibility. Okay, I'm sorry. He was asking about a dog park on the east side. We've looked at that several times. Unfortunately, we can't. The POA doesn't have enough land for a dog park that isn't already next to homes. We can't, like, here's a home and I'm gonna install a brand new dog park right next door. We're gonna get sued. That won't work. So we've looked at it multiple times, and we've just don't have the a sufficient amount of land.
What about the stretch there by Allen's?
North of that, we're not planning on using that for a dog park. So we have the one on the west side, and then there's Slaughter Pen for right now.
Lastly, can we get the dog park resodded during early spring?
So and that's an ongoing battle because the dog park is used so much, and they tear it up because they're dogs. So I will talk to them, but it's an ongoing challenge. Yes, ma'am. Any,
Updates on the VA clinic.
I don't have, that's not POA, that's not city, that's VA, so we're not the right people to ask. Yes, ma'am. Oh, you know something.
So she asked about updates on the VA clinic. So it started out that property was not under the POA, so it was actually not going to run through the ACC or anything. It was going to go through the city, but there have been some changes, and there are talks and communications right now that property is going to become part of the POA, so it'll come through my office as well. But they're just starting with the city right now as far as their planning and large-scale development. They haven't got with you? Oh, okay, well, they're further than I thought. Okay, well, they have not come to my office, so I guess I better talk to them. So yes, they're moving along, and they have been for a while. They were not under the POA's Declaration of Protective Covenant, so.
Lena, would you explain to the group what you're talking about with the new VA? A lot of people.
Oh, well, they were asking on the status of when the VA clinic was gonna be open, built, that kind of thing. So they're in the works. It's just, when it comes to commercial and things like that, there's a lot of extra things that has to be reviewed, and so it does take time. So yeah, at this point, they're getting pretty close to starting construction, I would think, if they're getting ready for a pre-con meeting with the city. So hopefully, maybe end of year, middle of '27, they'll be done and ready to open.
Also, tell them the location.
Oh, yeah, the location of the VA clinic is going to be on the corner of 279 and Rogers Road. I don't know if anybody remembers like the Arts and Crafts Festival right there. It'll be across the street from there. So it'll be a great location, almost right next to the street department, the city street department on 279.
So are you referring to Veterans?
Yeah, Veterans Affairs, yeah, they are bringing a clinic close to us instead of Fayetteville, so that'll be nice. We do have a lot of veterans here. No, this is, your federal Veterans Affairs program, they're building, gonna build a clinic here. So they're, have a lot of, a better location for those of you that are veterans. So I know there's a lot here in Bella Vista, so it's really nice, so well overdue, that's for sure.
Uh-oh, I got a mic. I was curious, you mentioned the green space north of Allen's, that some maybe like plans for that, and also the space behind Allen's across from the Mercy Hospital. It's kind of like a flat plot. Any plans for that?
So the area north of Allen, so we call it Burksdale South. That's not the most glamorous name, but that's what we use for right now. We're going to continue to keep that as a park area. And now there is plans to extend the greenway, which terminates by the hospital, and you can get across the highway. It would go behind Allen's and then go through that area, the green space area, and then connect to the Treehouse Park area, which is behind Fat Tire Bike Shop. And that area, that section of the greenway is going to be 12 foot wide. It'll be I think it's going to be heavily used. Also, I just referenced the Treehouse Park. For those with kids and grandkids, that Treehouse playground is heavily used. And the Trailblazers are going to install a second addition to that, so it's going to double in size. So it's going to be a lot of fun. As for across the way, across the stream and across from the hospital, that is not POA land. That is actually Blue Crane land, and I don't know what they're planning on doing. So.
I keep hearing about a big hotel complex or something like that, but you said don't listen to social media.
Yeah, well, he said that, but yeah, I mean, there's always a lot of rumors that are going around. Small community, you get a lot of rumors. Some of them good, and some of them creative.
First, I want to say thank you to the POA and ACC because it is a lot of amenities for what we pay. My next question is, when we said we were retiring, 3 out of our 4 kids moved with us with families. But they're not able to do like the fitness center or the classes because they have kids. A lot of fitness centers or gyms you belong to, they offer kids babysitting for an extra fee. Would the POA consider even an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon, or evening, just so young families that are moving in could take advantage of the fitness center?
We looked at offering daycare for a fitness facility, and we looked at it several years ago, and we decided that that's not something we want to offer. There are very specific requirements on the facility makeup. Like when we were renovating this building, that was one of the things that we looked into, and the requirements were heavy, and what was even more so was the insurance. And it just didn't make it practical, so we decided that we're not going to offer that service, and so we don't plan on doing that at any time in the future. Yes, ma'am.
As the demographic does continue to change, will there be further conversation or room for conversation to be had on that? Or is the three-legged stool pretty set in there? What we did 5 years ago is what we want to do moving forward?
So the question is, would we reconsider down the road? Okay, so those, because we're filming this. Yes, we're always open-minded. I mean, we try and stay current and relevant as much as possible. So just because it's the past doesn't mean that we're going to hold on to it. I think the best example I have of how we've been able to remain, I would call, relevant. Branchwood, I referenced Branchwood with the walking trail and the disc golf course. Well, that years ago was a golf course. It was a failed golf course. They even lowered the green fees down to $6, which is a bargain, and they still couldn't get people to play the golf there because it was just not a very good golf course. So we repurposed that land, and we turned it into a walking trail and a disc golf course, and then we ended up adding the pickleball courts. And so that's an example of trying to stay relevant, adding working with the Trailblazers to have the treehouse, playground, those type of things. Boy, 5-6 years ago, we didn't have pickleball courts. Now we have 10 pickleball courts, and we have 2 indoor that we use, so we're up to 12. And we know that we need more. So we try and stay relevant based upon what the community is telling us. But daycare is a whole other thing. So yes, we will always we will always consider it, but the insurance that we looked at was, oh my God, expensive. And it's hard to just offer it 1 or 2 hours a day. You really have to offer it a lot more than that. Other questions?
Good morning. I'm Carrie Perrin-Smith, and I'm one of your justices of the peace. That's what we call your county commissioner. We're one of 7 states. I wanted to mention that the deadline to update your voter registration or to register for the March 3rd primary is the 2nd. It's coming fast. So if you have not yet transitioned your voter registration to Arkansas, go to the county clerk's office. If you thought you did it on Motor Voter and that's a problematic system, you can go out to the Secretary of State's website and check your voter registration and see if you need to update it. You can still make updates to your status, but through the March 3rd primary, but early voting is starting on February 17th. So if you have any questions about that, or county government at all, I will hang around after the meeting. Thank you.
We're going to do 1 or 2 more We're going to do this one and that one, and then
I'm asking a question for a friend who's going to be here regarding, and more for the city, regarding snow plowing and how it gets figured out. I'm on the east side, my street got plowed 4 times. A friend of mine's on the west side, her street only got plowed once, and it wasn't until Wednesday. And she wanted me to find out how the city decides how streets get plowed, and why do some streets get plowed 2 or 3 and 4 times, and another street not get plowed at all, or only once.
so the question is about plowing the roads.
Okay, and I can't speak for Karen specifically. I don't know what the process or what the, how that is sorted out as far as who gets plowed or which roads get plowed when. I know that they do have the city divided up, I think it's either into 4 sections, and then those crews are, I think crews are assigned to the quadrants or whatever. I know that whenever we budget for the sand and the salt and all that stuff, that's an annual budgeting thing. But as far as the selection of what streets get plowed when, I'm not sure how that is decided. I can get information. You can have, if anybody wants to reach out to me or any other council members, it's on the city website. My information, my email, phone number, all that stuff, everything is there, very transparent. And I know Wendy's back here in the corner. She's another council member. But we're on call 24/7. So any time that you have anything that you need an answer to, we may not have the answer to your question, but we'll definitely go out of our way, or not out of our way, but we'll do our job and make sure that we provide you with accurate information and a good answer. And this gentleman has been waiting very patiently.
Hi. So, the ACC is a marvelous thing, and if you're gonna fix your house, but the question is there a fee for if you're just gonna change the color on your house, does it cost something?
Okay. So yes, the ACC, we do have to charge because that is actually our only form of income. We don't receive anything as far as your taxes or your POA dues or anything like that. So yes, if you're going to change the color of your house, re-roof the shingles, we do have to charge, unfortunately, because we don't get any other money. Now, when it comes to what comes to us and what comes to us and the city, when it's maintenance work or just making something look pretty, like re-roofing, siding, painting, that comes to us only. The city does not do that. If you're going to add on to your home, remodel, add a shed, a fence, retaining walls, anything with the lakes, then those kinds of things, they do come to the ACC and the city. And you can always call us and the city. We're gonna tell you, hey, don't forget to go to the city. They're gonna tell you, hey, don't forget to go to the ACC or check and see if a permit is needed. We work very well together. Unfortunately, they're just because of some, things that we're required to do and the things that they're restricted to do. It's not something that we can have a one-stop shop yet. I'm hoping one day we will. But thankfully, Taylor and her staff are amazing and they work with us very well. So, it should be helpful. But unfortunately, yes, and of course Mark knows because he's my tax guy. Yes, unfortunately, we do have to charge, so. So the minimum is, it is $100 for the permit. We do have some, if you're doing a larger project, it does go up from there, but the majority of them are $100. And now I'm going to pass it back to Deb.
Thank you so much. I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to give you a very brief history about Bella Vista, which is very important for you to all understand, and then we're going to do the raffle. Bella Vista was started in 1915. It was a summer resort. And there was a couple that came up from Bentonville, the Baker family. They flooded Little Sugar Creek, and they made Lake Bella Vista. After 2 years, from 1915 to 1917, they said it was too much work. So they sold it to the Lineberger brothers, and the Lineberger brothers came up from Texas. I know there's quite a few of you here from Texas. And the Linebergers came and said, we're going to keep it as a summer resort, but we're going to expand the amenities. So they built well, God, I'm dizzy. They built the dance pavilion right by Lake Bella Vista. They also built the Sunset Hotel, which unfortunately burned down years ago. It was a very beautiful hotel, and it was on the west side of 71. Then they opened the Wonderland Cave. Some of you may have heard about it, and I definitely would recommend, if you come to the museum, the Bella Vista Museum, we're open Wednesday to Sunday from 1 to 5, and learn all about these different amenities. In 65, John Cooper Sr. basically bought the name Bella Vista and opened Bella Vista from a 3-month resort to a 12-month truly a retirement community. And John Cooper Sr. and his corporation built the 7 golf courses, but they also built the 7 lakes, and added many of the amenities like the country club, the Cooper Chapel, those different amenities. Then in 2006, as a group, we voted to become the city of Bella Vista. So on January 1st, 2007, we became the city of Bella Vista. And we're on our 3rd mayor. We haven't had many mayors, but we're on our 3rd mayor. Along with Bella Vista, what you'll find is that we, besides having the young people come in, 20 years ago when I moved here, we were 90% retirees, and now we're 30%. So times have changed, definitely. And we love to have the young people because you spend money and then you pay taxes. So it helps everybody, definitely. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and do a raffle now. We have... yes. Here.
I'm just going to be very quick. Gene Galloway back here is our Bella Vista Business Association president. And I just want to make sure that I point her out. Anybody who has a small business or is considering business or anything like that, Gene, the Bella Vista Business Association acts as kind of our Chamber of Commerce. So if you have any questions for her, she's back there. Did you have anything you wanted to say, Gene? Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, here, grab your raffle tickets. I'm just going to read the last 3 numbers. 716. 716. There we go. Right behind you. 753. 759. There we go. I was told they mixed this up. Maybe they didn't. $760. So I mixed up and it didn't work at all. And we have one left? Outstanding. 751. I don't know how that happens. That went in order. Thank you all for coming. The nonprofit groups are going to stay, and we're all going to stay. So if you have specific questions, come on down. Welcome to Bella Vista, and keep warm. Thank you.